Well, and so the end of the golf course story. I let these guys go out there, and like this has to do with not showing enough interest in what somebody had personally going on. I had screwed up, and I given these three guys each a golf cart, and they had 18 packs in their bags, and they're drinking, and they were like hitting from they were hitting off of the fairway onto the other fairway next to it and going over to that other fairway and hitting back on all the way over their fairway to the other fairway. Like just a hot mess already. They're doing like they're probably drinking a beer a hole, trying to go all 18 holes, drinking a beer a hole. By hole 9, within like like an hour and a half, one of the guys rolled the golf cart on the green up by the green, and so the manager sent me up there, and I go running over. I'm like, oh shit, I'm gonna lose my job because I gave these guys their golf carts. I gotta, I go running over there to the golf cart. I go, hey, what's going on? And the guy's like, oh, I'm fine, fine. And I go right past him, right to the golf cart to see if the golf cart's all right. Right? Like, duly noted, I saw that all three people were standing there, and like, I just wasn't thinking about the dude. I should have. I really don't feel bad about this, right? Because they're being drunk jackasses as well. Just because I let them have a cart doesn't mean that they're not responsible for their own actions. So you sprain an ankle, so you have a fucked up shoulder. It's your fault. You're driving a golf cart drunk, right? But they were all standing there. It just didn't occur to me to like check on the guy, like baby, a construction worker with tattoos. Um, and I go right past him and look at the golf cart, and I'm talking to the guy. This guy, what the fuck, man? You don't even give a fuck about my friend. All you do is give a fuck about your golf cart. He gets up right in my face, and then he socks me in the chest. Boom. I go, like, oh, I don't know. I didn't know what to do. It just didn't even occur to me that that's what was about to happen. And then, so we go all the way back down the hill, and I go out and talk to the guy in the parking lot. I tell the manager what had just happened, and I go to talk to the guy in the parking lot. I like apologize for not caring about how his friend was, right? But like he had just punched me, and he got more pissed at me then. And I was like, fine, you don't want to talk about this for a minute? The police are already on their way. I was stalling you anyways. Like and then I go over and I block the gate to leave the place. Um, like the exit, I shut one gate and I put my golf cart in the other one. I was letting cars out, putting the thing back, and the guy goes, "Move your golf cart." I go, "No, you're waiting for the police." He goes, "Oh yeah?" Wah! He has this big old truck. He goes, boom! It hits the side of the golf cart. I jump out like when he's like 7 feet away. I jump out. I had to jump out towards the truck too because that's the way I was parked that way, and the truck's coming this way. I jump out and I ditch over to the bushes. He goes, boom! Like nails the golf cart sideways and takes off. And then Escondido police showed up. It was Officer Steve Scuba. Escondido had a Scuba Steve officer. He was part of the golf course men's group golf team. Showed up, took the police report, but that was it. Like, I mean, we had their information. I don't know. Like me now, I don't know. This guy like threatened to pull a gun out at me at the gas station, and I don't want to press charges against him. Like, there's reasons why not to press charges. You don't want someone to retaliate if they're the stupid knucklehead type to do something in the first place. Now, when I say he threatened, he didn't actually verbally say it to me. He was physically intimating like he was going to pull something out from under his jacket or his pants. He's just like high on drugs. Fucking stupid shit for brain. He's probably going to get himself shot some other place. But our manager didn't want to press charges about the thing. I mean, I was definitely very able to get out of the way of getting hit by the truck, but he still like nailed the golf cart. And they're like, yeah, so in the future, don't block the gate with a golf cart. Like, all right, fine, fine. Um, yeah, that could have been even more debaucherous than it was. All these different situations, like they end up as nothing and nobody thinks anything of them, or they end up with me in jail and like I'm the bad guy, but no one else ever. It's always my fault, one way or another. Like me getting kicked out of the Marines was definitely my fault. I don't argue that it wasn't my fault. Um, It's just like I have had this tendency to escalate things, but then if I don't do something, I find that I get mad later. Like this guy who was, from my perspective, threatening to pull a gun out at me. I'll wake up in the middle of the night, and be like, "Motherfucker, I'm gonna find your license plate, fucking figure out where you live, and fucking beat your goddamn bald head fucking brains in with a fucking ball peen hammer." Like that's what I wake up saying. So, I mean, shit, when you don't do something, when you don't stand up for yourself or like retaliate, there's a part of human nature that I think uh, it's the retributive sense of punishment that isn't satisfied, and that's what we have in our criminal justice system. So, I mean, my higher mind tells me that, but this little part of my gut level just wants to beat someone's face with a baseball bat type of thing. You see why gas station attendants take pistols with them to work across a lot of parts of the country. Our business doesn't allow us to have a weapon. I don't cuss like this at people. I don't think there's anything wrong with my management thinking that I wasn't threatened the way. Like, it's one of these things, like, I agree with how everything went, and I did the thing that I was supposed to do, is not escalate a fight. Um, I suppose not drinking has helped me do that. It's been like 2.5 years. During this whole COVID thing, like, though, there have been some fights that have escalated. One vet and his wife were just yelling. I went out to see what was going on because somebody came in and said some guy was about to beat some woman up in the parking lot. I poked my head out. They go, "What? What do you want?" I go, "What? What? What's going on? You can't yell out here like this. Are you threatening someone?" Let's go back inside, white boy. I go, "What? What? No, you guys need to leave the gas station property. Like, you need to get out of here. You can't beat someone up here. You can't threaten someone verbally. You just can't be here." He goes, "Fuck you, man. It's a public place." I go, you're a public invitee to come to our business property, and you need to leave because now you're trespassing because I control the property. And I asked you to leave." He gets out of his car. He goes, "I fought in 2 wars, motherfucker. Do you have a problem with me?" I was like, dude, I was gonna fuck this guy up. I stepped outside at that point and like closed the door behind me, but I was standing there passively, like stuff you're not supposed to do that will escalate, but still doesn't make you culpable. But it's still on a cocksure level. Like I was gonna fight the guy if he did take a swing. I don't give a shit about someone having been a veteran. If you're doing something so fucking monkey, it means you're off kilter, and I'm probably gonna win the fight. But so then he and I start yelling. Then his wife starts yelling at me, and then I go, "You need to leave the property, sir." And he goes to get in the car, and she pops the trunk. I go, "Oh shit!" Like it was one of these things where I was like, he goes walking back to the trunk. I go, "The fucking pop your fucking trunk at me, you fucking bitch! Get the fuck off the property! Shut the fucking trunk, motherfucker, before you do the stupidest fucking thing you've ever done in your entire goddamn life." And he fucking shut the trunk. Maybe that's all he was gonna do anyways, and his wife was being a fucking thunder cunt all day, and that's why they were fighting in the first place. But shit can escalate with just little things like stepping out the back door and shutting the door behind me. Like, no, just shut the door and stay inside and be like, "All right, whatever. We'll just call the police." You can't really, as a merchant, you can't be the police. You can say things to people, and that's what you have to do, is just ask someone if you think they're shoplifting. Is like, "Is there anything I can help you find?" And they're like, and you just like kind of look at them like you're not accusing them, or you're intentionally trying to look like you're playing, like you're dumb. You're playing dumb in a type of way to get them to just stop stealing. That actually really works. Greeting people as they come in the door. These are our basic business policies. They're also it's personal safety. Like if you work at a gas station, give up the fucking register if someone puts a gun in your face. It's not. That's why we don't have guns at the property. But you see these videos where someone like puts a gun right in a robber's face as they're trying to like rob the cash register. There's a couple classic ones online, but there's a couple classic ones of people getting shot and killed who are gas station attendants. And there's an owner who gets killed, and he did everything right too. Person just killed him, but we work in a nice neighborhood. But that's it. You got to de-escalate things, and you got to show a little bit of care, even if I mean, you might care that someone is off balance in their life and like irritable or whatever, or like stealing from you, or like you might actually care like what's going on with you. Why are you doing this stupid shit? But you don't really in the moment give two fucking rat's asses about the person's shit. You just want them off your property. You can't just be aggressive right in someone's face without it causing an escalation of a fight. And also, you'll lose your job. For the most part, it makes someone a liability if they're an employee who starts too aggressive of a fight. I don't know. This guy got agitated. He came in and he tried to give me a handout for a Bitcoin machine, and I thought it was cool. And he said, "Is this a franchise or a corporate owner?" I said, "Oh, it's corporate." He goes, "Oh." He takes the flyer back. I was like, "I want to see the flyer." You know, I want a Bitcoin machine in my house. I want my friends to come over and buy Bitcoin. But he was like irritated that he wasn't making a sale, and stupid too. He like hand wrote his information on the flyer. When you're doing that type of shit, you gotta like print something and make it look a little more professional. He's a little too agitated, and he leaves and he comes back and he goes, "You guys really should fix your machines out there. I need a receipt for pump 6, and I already had to move from pump 5, and that button didn't work, and this button didn't work right either." He's like, "Can I have give me my receipt?" I go, "Oh, what pump, sir?" I printed the 6 pump report, and then he's like there, and I sort of like went to lift it up. I stepped back. I go, "Oh, here," and I reached out while stepping backwards like this, and he put his hand out, and I put it out further, and he put his hand out, and I went like I fell. I did this little passive shit that just makes me look inept, right? But I was really doing it to get him more agitated as he was leaving, because you can fight like that and no one's gonna do anything because the guy has a shirt and tie on and is a salesperson. But that shit happens all the fucking time. Like grown ass white men all fucking dickhead to one of my female coworkers, or like people who aren't white, and then they'll just get really fucking aggressive at me. I'm like, "Man, what the fuck? Why do you hate your life so much? You gotta be a bitch to people in a gas station." So I fuck with them a little bit if I can, but not at night. That shit at night, and then like crazy homeless person shit, and like once in a while, like just angry gangster shit. That's the least common. Like someone who looks like they're like wear gang style clothes. They don't really fucking start problems over dumb shit. They're just like going in and buy their tall boys or whatever and leave. You know. Being a Republican myself, I don't often use the term entitled white man, but so some of these fucking prick motherfuckers are just fucking dickheads. So I toy with them a little because it's what I do. It's what I do rather than escalating something. But I don't always do that. Only if there's a perfect scenario, like where the guy was positioned. I had to hand him the receipt over. So I handed it to him like this vertically and went, "Oh," and like act like it fell. Stupid. Keep it calm, keep it classy, San Diego. That's the end of my second half of my fucking 40 minutes of recording this morning.